Have you ever had a random insult from 10 years ago suddenly pop into your head right when you are about to fall asleep and you are wide awake now, reliving that one root command from that one immature person in 2013 like it's happening right now? If this sounds familiar, this episode is for you. I'm Dinesh Kumar, author, podcaster, and a lifelong learner. This is the DK Talks. What if you could turn our inner critic into a friendly voice? One that nurtures the best in us and advises us when we are wrong. What if our mind only spoke when we needed it or always spoke kindly about us? Wouldn't that be peaceful? Let's learn how to silence your mind and start living in the present. Tool 1. Self-observation. Our mind is like a restless child. It throws tantrum to grab attention. Instead of reacting, try observing it. Let me share a simple way to practice self-observation. Sit alone in your room, no mobile, TV, books, or any form of stimulating activity. Initially, start this activity for 5 minutes per day. It will feel challenging. Your mind will talk to you and it will push you to reach for your phone, but don't do it. Just keep watching the thoughts and increase the timing by 1 minute every week. Once you reach 30 minutes, even the most boring task will feel easy. You'll be able to focus more while reading or painting, and even movies and shows will start feeling better. Conversation with your loved ones will feel more interesting because you'll be able to observe more nuances in the speech. With practice, the simple act of non-judgmental observation helps to quiet the mind over time. Here is a Zen story about Buddha. One day, Buddha and his disciple stopped by a pond to rest. The disciple asked, "When I meditate, my mind resists harder the more I try to control it. What should I do?" Buddha stirred the pond water and said, "Grab some water to drink." The disciple replied, "It's dirty. I will wait for the dirt to settle." Buddha smiled and said, "In the same way, when your mind is cluttered, don't try to control it. Just observe and let the dirt settle on its own." When you can't control someone's toxic behavior, you can ignore them and move on with your life. But when that someone is you can't move on. The only solution is to give your mind the attention it seeks. Just 15 minutes a day. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Tool 2. Write it down. When recurring thoughts trouble you, write them down. Let me tell you how journaling helped me. I helped a few people I should not have helped. People who were in a deep hole. I tried to lift them up, and in the process, they pulled me in. My life savings were gone. In 4 years, bit by bit, my entire life started to fall apart. I exercised, meditated, walked 60 plus hours a week, and saved. But in my early 30s, I messed up. I was clueless, and every connection I made during that time drained me. I was getting it from all the directions. My stoic calm was gone. My boundaries collapsed. I couldn't say no. I wasn't even a shadow of myself anymore. And I started to blame myself. Then I started journaling again. I wrote twice a day, before once when I woke up, and again before I slept. Within a week, every word I wrote and every sentence I completed gave me closure. One by one, everything started to get better. My life improved, and better sleep helped me balance work, exercise, meditation, blogging, and podcasting without feeling overwhelmed. From there, things snowballed. In a few months, self-blame was gone. I cut off all the context creating unnecessary drama in my life. I stopped caring about validation. I started getting thoughts. Those thoughts became ideas. Ideas became scripts, and here we are. This podcast is the result. Journaling can help you process emotions, clear mental clutter, and create space for growth. Let's talk about the science behind self-observation and journaling. Journaling results can be seen in as little as 3 sessions. Research by psychologist Dr. James Pennebaker shows that expressive writing can reduce intrusive thoughts, improve immune function, and enhance emotional regulation. Another study by Dr. Matthew Lieberman at UCLA found that labeling emotions decrease amygdala activity, literally cooling the emotional storm. Expressive writing activates your brain's emotional center, the amygdala, associated with threat and anxiety. Think about that one bully in school, the one who made your stomach drop the moment you saw them. That feeling, that's your amygdala firing a threat signal. These threats keep looping in the amygdala, creating stress-related arousal and releasing more cortisol. Cortisol can disrupt sleep. There is also something called the Zeigarnik Effect, a psychological phenomenon discovered by Zeigarnik in the 1920s. It explains why our mind keeps circling back to unfinished tasks or unresolved emotions. When something feels incomplete, the brain holds it in a state of tension, replaying it over and over to seek closure. That's why those random memories or mistakes pop up right before you sleep. Your brain is simply trying to finish them. And this connects beautifully with what modern neuroscience tells us, that writing doesn't just release emotion, it literally rewires the brain. When you journal and write the full story, what happened, what you felt, and how that moment is over now, your brain finally learns this is not a threat anymore. You teach your brain that the danger has passed. If you keep doing this, your emotional center stops perceiving the threat. As that threat fades, your prefrontal cortex, the brain's command center, takes charge. Each time you write and reach a conclusion, connectivity between the amygdala and prefrontal cortex strengthens, improving decision making. The brain shifts from threat detection to meaning integration, lowering sympathetic activation. Simply put, you move into a relaxed state and cortisol levels start to drop, lowering stress and anxiety. Journaling improves mental clarity, personal growth, immune health, and relationships. Mindfulness boosts self-awareness, emotional balance, and resilience. These are not just feel-good practices, they are scientifically proven tools to strengthen your mental health quietly, consistently, and powerfully. Before we wrap up, here is something I keep repeating to myself. If you dwell in the past and worry about the future, you will miss the present. Remember, life is happening now. Self-observation and journaling are two simple but powerful tools to improve mental clutter and calm the mind, helping us embrace the present. If you have ever struggled with an overactive mind, start journaling today. Write down your thoughts, no matter how messy they are. Just start writing. And if this helped, share it with someone who needs it. Let's master our minds together. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them. If you want to see a particular topic on this channel, drop it in the comments. I would love to hear what you want next. Follow me on social media for more behind the scene updates. And if you would like to support the DK Talks and keep the show independent, you will find the link in the description. And if you are curious about my podcast setup, all the gears I use is mentioned in the description too. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.